seeing the color out here in the, is this sunlight? No, definitely not. Seeing it outside, it looks decent. It looks kind of good. Inside looks kind of good. I draped the plastic over both sides because we're getting weather here and there, and I just don't want stuff to get in. But I want to get these bedsides on like today, so that's what we're doing. The smart man would empty this bed out first. You know what? I think I am going to empty the bed out first. Why not? I want to get everything out. There's a lot of stuff in here that needs to go to junk. That CRZ seat, the Infinity seat, which there's nothing wrong with, but I have had it listed and nobody's buying it. The old carpet, a bunch of other things in here. The old valve, which I might leave the old valve covers and stuff in here. Throw a bunch more old parts in here, but for the most part, I need to clean this thing out. So, without boring you with that, I'm just going to go ahead and do that. We're going to come back. And supposedly, now I don't know because I've never done one, these beds are held on with all bolts. Now I can see a bunch of bolts. I need to take the fillers off because we need to reuse those. And then there's a couple like rubber bump stops and stuff like that we're going to reuse. But we need to get these bedsides on because that's going to make a big difference. Alright, this is going to have to be good enough. I got out pretty much everything that's not involved with the C10. And then the rest of this is C10 stuff. So it'll be alright. Well, I think there's a couple other things. Still, for the most part, I got everything out. I put the diff in there and stuff. This stuff all needs to go to junk. I'm trying to give away that Infinity seat. And then all the trims I got out that were good. One of them we're not going to be using. And that's that window pillar right there where the seat bolt attaches. Because I only have that one. It's the only good one I have. The other one was busted. So, and then those side pieces we're going to flock. Those are already black. I didn't realize that, so we need to clean those up. They're going back in. And then that's pretty much it. There's also two like little small pieces that go up by the side of the dash. And I don't know if they're going in yet or not. I'll have to see. They're very small. There's really not much to them. They just kind of like fill a gap. But now that I put that Raptor liner in there, I don't know if I even want to put them in. I don't even know where the second one is. There's one here. Okay, yeah, there's one right here. Like I said, you don't even really see it. It kind of goes like around the dash and just fills the gap in. I think up by the window. Yeah. And then there's one for the other side. So, I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to get the fuel doors off, the tailgate off, and then I can take these bedsides off. And I'm hoping it's all bolts. But yeah, tailgate. Let's get that first.
I'm on the stairs. I'm in your house. You say you'll be right down, and I am struggling. Take a deep breath, or slow my heart down. I can't seem to process you in that sundress.
Alright, so now it should just be all bolts. At least, so I thought. Then I got to looking at it. There are welds back here in the back. Not many, but two of them are like under this cover. There is also a very large plate welded in right here. I don't know what they had there that they, you know, burnt that out. But there's a huge plate welded, steel, you can see it, diamond plate, welded in right there. So, I mean, it's like, I don't know, 3/8 thick. It's pretty thick. It's not a 1/4 inch, but it's pretty close. So, I mean, the bed's not going to rot out. But right here are two welds. Right there, two welds. And then there's a couple on that side. And I'm hoping that's the only ones. So this would be the back, and looks like would have been right here and right here. Yep. Sure does look like somebody ground those off. So yeah, there are welds. Is there? I hope there's none in the back. Don't look like it. The thing I got to do before I throw these on is go around and grind all this sealer out. Right here, this hard sealer. And I'm just going to go across this. We're going to grind it out. We're going to put new sealer in there before we bolt the bedsides in. So it should be good and sealed then. In fact, before I lay them up there, I'll probably just lay a thick old bead across there, you know what I mean? Freaking damage. Is that damage? It's putty. Yeah, I'm glad we're replacing these. But I'm hungry, boys. I'm going to go refuel, come back out with a full tummy and ready to... What rhymes with that? I know some of you probably think I should take this bed cover out. I'm not taking it out. I'm leaving it in there. It's a fully fitted, form-fitted bed cover. And this is... I'm building this to be like a shop truck, okay? So it's going to be a nice shop truck, but a shop truck. So I want this bed to be usable, so I'm leaving this cover in. The bolts I'm worried about the most are going to be these suckers. They don't look too bad. I thought they were worse than they really are. Now I don't know if you guys are getting a good view on them. I don't think they're that horrible. We might be all right. I got the grinder out. I ground the outer ones off, and then I took blocks and shoved under the bed liner so that I could get in there, and I ground off the ones on the inside on both sides. So the welds are off. I just got to do all the bolts, and I tested on these ones up here just to see how it went, and they came out just wonderful. No issues. Let's just unbolt it and see what happens. If it falls, it falls.
I'm in the car, trying to pick the music. You say that you like it, I'll never tell, but it took me 3 days to make a damn CD. It sounded like you to me. There were so many throwaways. It's so scary, 'cause you are out of my league. It's so obvious to everyone here. Kids keep staring because they just can't believe that you are even gonna give me a chance.
All right, so we got it off. Like I said, this is like a really tough fitted bed liner, and I'm leaving it in. The only downside to this bed cover I see is you lose a lot of space. Like, see this? This was all usable space right here. The wheel well. The wheel wells are solid. I'm glad for that. We need to clean this edge up the whole way around. This was the part that was getting stuck right in here. This is, you got to get a piece out of there, and it's going to be tight trying to put it back together, not going to lie. But we're going to vacuum all this up, clean it up, wire wheel this, wire wheel the other side, do this bedside first. I also need to clean up down here where I'm going to have to weld again. I got the grinder out, so I'll just make easy work of that. And we'll get this new bedside on. So let's just get to it. That is so much better than what we were working with. That looks so good. Now, yes, I had to cut a hole to put the fill door in. That one. We're going to do some precise measurements. We're not overlaying. We're going to undercut like I did with it. Put panel on the inside and then lay this on it. We're going to cut a perfect square out of that. And then we're going to transfer the same measurements we got from that to this. And do the same thing whenever we do it. We're gonna have to make sure we really clean up back here because it looked like when they painted this blue over this red that they didn't get inside these corners that good, and I don't want this paint chipping. So we're gonna have to make sure we get down to the, yeah, that red paint underneath on here. We're gonna have to make sure we get down to that. Doesn't seem to be chipping off like that anywhere else. It's just like in here and inside of here, which I'm not worried about the inside that. Now, is it perfectly straight? No. Heck no. It's lumpy. You know what I mean? Not like our old bed was, but man, it's wavy. I don't know if you guys thought I was, you know, this was going to be a perfect showpiece. It's long bed. It's gonna be a runner. But it's already getting late, well, semi-late, and I still have this other side to do, so we need to get to it. This other side, it has a fuel door, so this dent, all that putty, all this patching in the rust holes and stuff like that, it's going to be gone here shortly. So we're going to speed this up, zip through this, and oh, these things are strong. Oh, that was crunchy. Yeah, they're strong. I'm glad I just now thought of this. I do have to take this bed liner out. I'm going to put it back in, but it has to come out because I can't access the bed bolts that are gone, and I had to put new bed bolts in. So all this has to go. I don't know where to put this stuff. What is that? All right. Let's clean this out and take it out. So it's certainly not the worst bed I've ever seen. There's no holes in it. I mean, it's beat up, but that's because they had this cover on here. So that cover does its job. I'm definitely putting it back in. Here's that plate I told you about. You're definitely not going to go through there ever at any time. I need to grind these off, grind the sealer off. Look how my sealer turned out over here. Now I need to put some in the corners here, and I'll do that after I weld that. I need to take that bottom latch back off. I put it on there because I was taking everything off of here, so I was like, I'm just going to bolt everything on, but I need to be able to access this to weld. But we're going to weld that on. Two tacks there, like from the factory. Gonna do the same thing over here after I get this cleaned up, and then we're gonna get that cleaned up, everything, get that bedside on, and then I'm gonna be done for the video for the night. being that this ain't gonna be, the perfect, I'm not making it 100% perfect, no dents or anything, because like these bedsides are good, but they're a little wavy. Like I'm hoping the metallic kind of hides some of that. But yeah, because there's no way I'm body working the whole side of these. But I think what we're gonna do for the next episode, instead of doing the underside, is go ahead and paint the front of the bed. Now, it's not real hard. We'll probably be able to get through that and then still put the bed up in the air. I'm hoping that the bed is strong enough to hold itself up the way we had it before. I am going to have to put some boards under the back because I don't want to bend those areas up there like I did on the old bed. But these ones are actually already bent. But I want to put the lift arms under the actual support arms underneath with blocks of wood underneath them instead of on the bed back here. This part of the bed is actually strong enough to do that, but that back there is not. The sooner I can get this bed set on the truck, the sooner I can move the truck and work on other projects and stuff. And I'm planning on getting some here soon. So like, I'm not finishing the truck very soon, but I am going to continue to work on it. So you're just going to have to work with me. I just sanded the bottom of the tailgate. It has some rust underneath there, so we're going to have to do a little bit of work on the bottom of the tailgate. It's not as bad as I thought it was, because it looked pretty rusty from the back, and I wire wheeled all that and cleaned it all out. It's not as bad as I thought it was. So I'd show you, but it's behind that bed liner, and that bed liner is heavy. For me, anyways. In fact, you should have seen me taking it out, because I should have recorded it, because it was probably funny. But I got her, and there she is. I need to power wash that thing. It's kind of grimy. But yeah, I mean, it's looking pretty good. I can do the fuel door after I put this on the truck. I'm not really worried about that at all right now. Bodywork right there. Bodywork right here. This section back here is good on this one. I mean, besides, I'll have to bodywork right here. This corner down here got damaged somewhere. I don't think I did it, but right here. No, I didn't, because there's rust there. But that's a much better bed than these monstrosities that I had on there. They might look solid, but man, they're dented. There's patches, there's putty, there's holes. They're not good. So yeah, guess we're painting tomorrow. Yep. We're gonna have to seriously clean this because there's mold and dirt and stuff on here. So I'll probably just douse this with some brake cleaner and wipe her down. So that's my best thought, because I can't really power wash in here because I don't have drains. But if you like this video, smash that like button, consider subscribing. Hit that dislike button if your mom wants me by her bedside. And we'll see you on the next episode of Unwrecked. Don't you be babying him. He is a full-grown cat.
He's my baby.
He's a full-grown kitty.
Louie, come see mommy. Kitty.
Just look at her. What is she doing? It's weird, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, go lick her.
Yeah, that's what he thinks. That's what he thinks about it, right?
No, she came running to you.
Well, yeah, that's because she's my baby. Come here.
But she's coming to me.
Stella. Stella. It's just because I just yelled at her because she was in the sink. Oh, she come to me. You want to say bye-bye? Hmm?